Chapter number 8, Introduction to various techniques and tools. In this chapter, discussion will be made on FMEA, that is failure mode and effect analysis. Failure mode and effect analysis is a systematic proactive method which helps to identify where and how product might fail and to assess the relative impact of different failure. Means how product will fail and what are the effects of failure is nothing but the failure mode and effect analysis. Failure modes are any error or defects in a process, design, or product. Effect analysis basically refers to studying the consequences of failure, means effects of failure. Finite failure mode and effect analysis has last 6 decades history. By the early 1960s, contractors for the NASA were using variations of variations of FMECA and FMEA, that is failure mode and effect analysis, under a variety of name. During the 1970s, use of FMEA and related techniques spread to other industries than NASA. NASA prepared a report for the US Geological Survey recommending the use of FMEA in assessment of offshore petroleum exploration in 1971. In the late 1970s, the Ford Motor introduced FMEA to the automotive industries for safety and regulatory considerations. Failure mode and effect analysis methodology is now extensively used in a variety of industries like food industry, semiconductor electronics field, plastic, software industry, healthcare industry, etc. Failure mode and effect analysis has basic three phases. First is severity, second one is occurrence, and third one is detection. Severity means seriousness of problem. Occurrence means how many time it occurred, and detection means whether detection is possible or not, and if yes, then with ranking. Let us discuss severity in failure mode and effect analysis. Let us take example of brake failure of car on road and electrical short circuiting. If brake will fail on road, then this is a very serious problem. Here ranking or severity number should be 9 or 10, means severity is more. Let us take another example. If seat belt is braked in car, then severity will not be 10 or even it will not be 1, but definitely it will be in between 1 and 10. If electrical short circuiting will happen in a home, then severity is very less, but If short electrical short circuiting will happen at flammable area like petrol pump or bagasse, then severity will be more. But if short circuiting will happen in a home, then severity will be less. The ultimate effect of each failure mode need to be considered. Example of failure effects are: there is a accident of vehicle or degraded performance, noise, even injury to user, etc. etc. Each effect is given a severity number. As discussed in above example, 1 stands for no danger and 10 stands for issue is a critical. In above case, car brake failure, this severity number will be 1 sorry 10, and if seat belt break, then that severity number will be 4 or 3, like that. But definitely 1 will not be there, as there is a significance of seat belt also. In second example, as we have discussed, electrical short circuiting, if it will happen in a home, then severity number will be 3 or 4. But if it will happen at flammable area, definitely it will be around 9 or 10. This severity number helps an engineer to prioritize the failure mode and their effects. Second phase of failure mode and effect analysis is occurrence. Occurrence basically looks at the number of times failure occurs and cause of failure mode. A failure mode is given a occurrence ranking from 1 to 10. If occurrence is very rare, then ranking of occurrence will be 1, and if occurrence is very high, then occurrence number will be 10, like this. Next phase of failure mode and effect analysis is detection of failure of product. In detection phase, engineers should detect the failure before product reaches to the customer, not after reaching product reaching to customer. In detection, identifying, testing, analyzing and monitoring and other techniques that can be used on similar system to detect failures. A detection number D rank the ability to detect the failure made in time. Like severity and occurrence, detection number detects the ability of failure mode within time. If a high detection number is there, then chances of failure detection are very low. For example, one detection number means fault will be caught on a test immediately, and detection number 10 means fault will be passed to the customer undetected and product will pass to user with faults. So now risk priority number plays an very important role in the choice of action against the failure mode. Basically, RPN is calculated by multiplying the severity of failure, occurrence of failure, and detectability of the failure. So RPN number can be calculated as S into O into D, that is severity, occurrence and detectability. RPN number will range from 1 to 1000. For example, severity is 1, occurrence is 1 and detection is 1, then RPN number will be 1. If severity is 10, occurrence is 10 and detection is 10, then RPN number will be 1000. The failure modes that have the highest RPN should be given the highest priority for the corrective action. If the RPN is 1, then there is no need to worry, but if RPN is more than 900, 800 like this, then engineer should give highest priority for corrective action. There are basic 10 steps in failure mode and effect analysis. First step is identification of component and associated function of that component or product. Second step is identification of failure mode, means how product will fail, where that particular product will fail and its identification. Third step is the identifying the effect if product is failed. Next step is that determining the severity of failure mode. If problem is serious, then that definitely severity of that failure mode will be very high. Next step is identifying causes of failure. So here reasons of failures are identified in fifth step. In sixth step, probability of occurrence of particular failure is determined. In seventh step, to control that failure, solution is identified. In eighth step, effectiveness of control is seen, and in second last step, RPN number, that is risk priority number, is calculated by considering severity, occurrence and detectability, and depending on number RPN, if it is highest, then in last step corrective actions are taken to reduce the risk of failure mode. These are the 10 steps in a failure mode and effect analysis. FEM-EA need to be updated in various cases. It is not same for all the product. Even there is a minor change in a product, FEM-EA should be updated. For example, if a new cycle is beginning for new product or process, then FEM-EA should be updated. In case of changes are made in the operating condition, In that case also FMEA need to be updated. Even there is a small change in a design of product, then also FMEA should be updated. If there is a new regulations and norms from government or from organization, then also this FMEA should be updated. If customer gives a feedback related to problem, and if problem is severe, then FMEA should be updated. There are various benefits of failure mode and effect analysis. Failure mode and effect analysis helps to improve the quality of product, reliability of product, and safety of product and processes. Failure mode and effect analysis improves image of company and competitiveness globally. It helps to increase the satisfaction of customers. FMEA helps to reduce system development timing and its cost. FMEA helps to collect various information to reduce failure of product in a future. Failure mode and effect analysis emphasize on problem prevention, not solving problem after problem occurs. It helps to minimize the late changes in a product and cost associated with that particular product. FMEA reduce the possibility of same kind of failure in the future. It also reduce possible scrap of raw material in the production. FMEA ensuring that any failure that could occur will not injure the customer, or there will not be a serious impact on a system or a product. And last one is to produce world class quality products and serving the society. Thank you very much.